Alright, welcome back to another stream. We are going to be doing some speedrunning, specifically the Saint. It's been a while since I've played the Saint. I've played a lot of modded slugcats that use the Saint's campaign, or even making some modifications to it, but this is just regular Saint. Probably just going to be doing the same strategy that I did the last time I did attempts. But the goal for this is to focus on just avoiding deaths and like big time losses and just getting more comfortable with the route. This is I mean, it's pretty obvious there's gonna be spoilers every time I do a speedrun, but yes, this is the last. I recommend going into the Saint completely blind for yourself. Okay? Because this is why. Okay, let's just actually hold up. Got something. There we go. Hello? Okay, I do have splits saved for this. Move that around a bit. There we go. Alright, now I can get started. My current time isn't the greatest, because there's probably plenty of deaths in it. That might have also been the run where the game crashed in the middle of Rubicon. Another change, I forgot. I should have prepared this a little bit better. I think I have music turned off. I do. Let's get that back in here. Something I completely forgot to have on last stream. So yeah, now we're actually starting out properly. But it has been a little bit while since I've played the Saints, so maybe I'm a bit rusty with the movement and the route. We'll see how this goes. Doesn't really matter how fast you do in this first section, since you're waiting for the popcorn plant anyway. A little bit of RNG, but it's only a few seconds, so it doesn't really matter too much. I think there's a chance that it pops the moment you get here. That hasn't happened to me. You want to swallow the lantern before the shelter closes. That way you don't have to put it in your stomach every time. Our first goal here is to get the Sky Islands Echo since it's right here. And we're pretty low on karma, so it's our only option really. Shame that the music cancels out immediately, but I guess. And now the Echo music has to start playing here. What thing you can do here, if you do it correctly, just climb up this side. Just pull it high enough. So that split was pretty much exactly the same as last attempt. I think I might have been a little bit late on the split, so it looked a little bit slower. Okay, messed that up. Of course, a little time saves here and there don't really matter too much compared to not dying multiple times later in the run. Camera kind of doesn't follow you perfectly down there. Convenient rock right there. The extended slide. Now, I haven't really looked into like rooting too much. I just saw someone else do a Saint speedrun and pretty much just copied the exact route, a few changes here and there. So there's probably a lot of different routes that you can take, going to different rooms, or like different paths through a room that are faster, especially taking advantage of your grapple, because that's pretty much always faster if you have the space for it. Like if there's a way to get up and grapple on the ceiling of this room, that would be a lot faster, but that just seems unreasonable. Doing stuff like that helps out. Actually, it's probably a good idea to do an infinite slide for those. Kind of forgot about that, considering that Rivulet can't do it, and that's in the category I've speedrun the most. But Survivor can get out of gates pretty quickly by staying slide, doing an extended slide immediately. Well, those times you can take advantage of the grapple. Just a little bit faster than last attempt. Try to get forecast mod. I don't reckon, well, is that the mod where it like rains in the middle of the cycle, but that's not lethal? I don't know if I should get this Karma Flower. But I might as well when it's right there. Grab these fruit. I'll eat them when I get to the gate. I don't know how different you play with this kind of movement. Of course, it doesn't stop creatures getting in the way. That room can be optimized a lot if you know what to expect before the screen transition. You probably enter that pipe sooner. So eat these in here. Doing anything inside a gate saves you time since you can't be moving forward anyway. So this part of the route is interesting. We need to go and grab a yeek. There's actually a few different ways to do this. You can store a bubble fruit from the previous run in your stomach and use that to cross the underwater section to do farm raise, but I don't want to do that. All right, I need to go this way. The wrong path there. My route is to go grab a yeek and use that to cross the worm grass. It's not completely consistent. There's problems with it. Maybe I just haven't figured it out yet, but I've died a few times to worm grass, even with Hello. Greetings, welcome to the stream. So that was pretty good. Sometimes the lizards there can get in your way. Sometimes it can be a little bit difficult to climb out of this while holding on to a yeek. They do weigh you down a little bit. But that was mostly clean. The white lizard can get in your way sometimes there. Sometimes I struggle to get the extra jump height. There we go. A little bit of spin too. I think that there's a chance that the Yeek strategy is actually faster. Even if you do the underwater route, ideally. Because you don't swim it faster like Rivulet does. And you do kind of have to manage it a little bit. Like you have to go through some areas without the bubble weed. And then sometimes you do have to bring it out. It's still pretty tight even with the bubble weed, so. And that route isn't very fast while you do move. I mean, I'm not really showcasing it very well, but you do move faster with the Yeek. So you get to basically be roll pouncing the whole time. That was really strange. Yeek? Hello? Did they go through the... Okay, I think they just clipped through the floor a little bit. No worries. I'm going to grab these fruit. There might be better options for like where to get food. Yo! Nice Toblerones. Thanks for the raid. Hello, raiders. It's actually the first time I've been raided. Thanks for that. We're doing Saint speedrun. And hopefully not dying to Wormgrass. I don't know if there's been any updates on the Saint route, so I might be kind of doing an outdated strategy. Hopefully it's still a good route. Heading over to Subterranean now. It's the next echo is either the farm raise one or the... I think I do have to go to get the farm raise one after this. I am getting quite cold. The lantern does help. I believe I still have that, yes. Dragon food. If I didn't get food earlier, I could grab these, gooey ducks. Which might be faster. Or the popcorn plant. Well, I guess I could have grabbed the, grab the Yeek. I'm gonna grab this Echo. I'm not... Or my next play is the Subterranean Echo, so... I'm not sure if there's any specific way that's faster, but if I grab this Echo, I'll be sent back and I can get the farm raise run anyway. Little beast. I guess that was slower. I don't know if that's... What was different about this run? Now the Yeek sounds different for no reason. So now we are heading to back into farm raise. If I can remember where to go from here. I'm still not exactly sure what's up with Yeeks when they randomly sound different. It's faster to go across the ceiling like this for a little bit. He's parched. Give him water. Oh, I believe it's down here. You know, we never see any creatures drinking water. What's up with that? Usually we're just running away from the water. There can be a spitter spider in this room, I believe. It's over there. Usually it tries to snipe me from across the room. Although this actually is kind of problematic if the spiders decide to get in the way. They seem to be all piled up in there. This guy's in the way now. There's a spider in pretty much any tunnel that I want to go. I could try to... That one's moving out of the way. I don't know if the spitter spider... Okay. These ones have all moved. I mean, there's pretty much always going to be a spider somewhere in this room. So... It's kind of unrealistic to hope that there's not going to be any in the way. Just tends to be the strategy for speedruns. So, oh, there's a creature that might be in the way, just hope it isn't. Until you get around, that doesn't have bad creature spawns. Not much space to build up speed there. Good spider RNG, is that on the better side? Oh dear. Long geek. That can happen sometimes. Didn't get a high jump there for some reason, but it might have actually been better. It's a little hard to control whether you get a high jump or a normal jump. I don't know if you can take fall damage doing this. You go down a step, but I don't seem to have any problems with it. We don't need to geek anymore. And the echo is pretty much right here. Make sure you don't anger the bees. Got out fast enough. The echo is right here. I could have fallen down the other side, it would have been faster. So I guess, I don't remember what I did last run, but I guess this was slower. By a decent amount. I don't need geek. So now we are heading into... down to the Subterranean. The next echo is an Undergrowth. It's hard to imagine a route that doesn't take this rough path. You're gonna need to get this echo in Subterranean at some point. I suppose a route that went to Outskirts could be viable, because from Outskirts you can get to Farmerays. I don't know why I did it like that. You can get the Farmerays echo, I guess you can get the Subterranean echo still, because you'd be sent back to, like, Skylands, maybe. Wait, I'm not supposed to go this way. Which reason I took this side? There's a pipe right here. I like the addition of these rooms in Subterranean. I have enough food? Yeah, I do need to get food. Should I have grabbed the, something from an earlier area? Because I think I do need to stay in the shelter, right? I kind of assumed that I would have, caught something. I didn't think about that. You stay in that shelter, right? Oh, the centipede. You're not supposed to. So the better thing to do here is to grab the fruit at the beginning of Subterranean, so that you don't have to go all the way over here. That guy's still in the way. We're gonna move? It's not a great spot to be in. It's probably just gonna bite me. That wasn't great. I wouldn't recommend forgetting to get food in the first place. I don't know, man. Yeah, I guess, well, even if I was a little bit faster to escape the mole, I would have just ran into the spider. So here's a little bit of RNG. Just waiting for this. That was decent. Sometimes the wind can really put you there. I'm not exactly sure how it works. Saint speedrun is quite lengthy. It's roughly around an hour. I think maybe the faster runs might be able to get sub-hour, but I don't think that's going to be reasonable for me to get yet, since I've not been practicing this much. I always do it well constantly. So doing an entire run deathless might be unrealistic. I might have some kind of like cutoff, like once I get to a certain part of the run, I'll just reset or continue if I die instead of resetting. Otherwise, I'm just gonna reset the whole stream. I don't have anything in my stomach. I just immediately put restore the lantern there. There's a better way to do that. I know that you can keep items in your stomach for previous runs, and there might be something that you can do to take advantage of that. I know that you can keep a bubble fruit to go through the underwater section of Farmers, but I don't like that strategy, and I don't even want to have to go through a whole run just to get a single bubble fruit at the end. I didn't know where I was, but it worked out. It's slower than the Yeek strat anyway. That's what I thought might be the case. Because you have to go through the whole underwater section quite slowly. You don't swim faster like Rivulet. And there's also all the extra rooms that you have to do after the swimming part. And if you grab the yeet, you can just go across a few rooms of Wormgrass. Even if you do have to kind of backtrack for the... grab the yeet, it's only like one room that you have to go back through. I think it's like three rooms. And I think it's better to just like keep the lantern in your stomach. Technically, I guess it would be faster to keep a lantern in your stomach from a previous run, so that you don't have to pick it up at the start of the next run. That's like a few seconds time save at most. $132, I suppose. That's what the split says. I really haven't optimized this run too much. I think that time had a lot of death, probably around Rubicon. As well as, I think that might have been the run where the game crashed in the middle of Rubicon. Oh gosh, don't do that. Which was annoying. Not exactly sure how it works if your game crashes in the middle of the run. If you're allowed to just keep going and submit it anyway. Yes, this is a speedrun. I've yet to complete a run, like outside of the handful of runs I've done on stream, I haven't really tried to optimize it, so I've yet to do a run without any deaths at all. Or with like complete confidence of which rooms to go in. Because for Rivulet, I've done a lot more Rivulet runs. I basically mapped out exactly what kind of movement to do in every single room. Did a little bit more speed, that didn't even work out. But the Rivulet run is like a third of the length of this, so you can actually spend a bit of time figuring out what the best thing to do is. That wasn't great. And the Saint run is so much longer, I can only do a few attempts every stream. Eat these fruit. So a few things to remember for this attempt. I need to... I don't know if it matters which order you get the echoes in. The subterranean or the farm raise one first. Because you start from the same shelter to get both of them. Remember to go this way. Oh, this was a big time loss last time. I went the wrong way in this. It doesn't matter. Yeah, that's what I thought. I guess I'll get the subterranean one first because that's what my split says. I don't know when I set that up. There's the white lizard. They've gone away a few times. No, don't run away. I get that extra high jump. So that was a lot cleaner than last attempt to grab the yeek. There wasn't a caramel lizard in the way. I can actually grab the ceiling here. Probably gonna get real good at this, the Sky Islands and farm raise movement, and then once it gets to like shoreline, I would have no idea what to do. I have another question about this run. I believe on speedrun.com for this category, it says that you need to ascend both iterators. I thought that was a different category, specifically something like true ending. So there'd be two categories, one where you ascend the iterators and one where you don't. It does change the route a decent amount. If you don't want to ascend Pebbles, then you can grab the Silent Construct Echo, and that would send you back down to a shelter in like somewhere like Shoreline. But if you do want to ascend Pebbles, then you need to... Hello. That can happen sometimes. I don't know how to prevent that. Sometimes you just don't seem to get enough height. Yeah, if you ascend Pebbles, then you need to stay up in Silent Construct. So that you can... And you need to get the Echo last so that you gain the Ascension ability, and then you can ascend Pebbles and head down to Shoreline. I think I would prefer doing the route where you just ignore the iterators. Because you can skip staying in Silent Construct for too long, and you don't need to backtrack to Shoreline. Or to Moon, specifically. I don't actually know if you need the lantern. But in some parts I do get quite cold, like on the way to Subterranean or through Farm Raise. If you get grabbed by Wormgrass, just hold jump. Okay, that's good to know. That's another kind of thing that I would know if I actually practice this run. There's some parts in the Rivulet run that were annoying at first, but then once you learn one trick, becomes a lot easier. I use a strategy that gets through the wall like while it rains. So I had to learn how to get up the rim consistently with the rain pushdown effect, and I learned that there's actually a consistent way to do that. Split. I was a bit slow on that. I have world record on Riv? I do. Although even the current like story, the current run I have on the story percent, it's kind of unoptimal. So I've learned a decent amount of new strategies, and I know that it's possible to save about 2 minutes from that run. Except every time I try to complete the run, the game crashes after the heart cutscene. Because the strat there is to activate the rarefaction cell and then exit out of the game. And it brings you to start a bitter area without having to... I have to go down here. Without having to go through the whole cutscene. But every time I exit out of the game, it just crashes. Or at least when I try to open it back up, it has an infinite loading screen. And that's lost about 3 runs so far, where the game crashed. Where I would have saved a lot of time if that didn't happen, because it ends up lowering your karma, even if you have a karma flower for some reason. So you don't have enough karma to get to back to Moon. So you need to spend time getting food and staying in a shelter, and that route kind of saves some time by not having to stay in a shelter. So if someone figures out a consistent way to prevent the game from crashing, I'd love to know. Verify files, I have done that. I've tried like to see if you see the cutscene and do another attempt without closing the game. Maybe like something that has to load in for that cutscene, or after the cutscene it doesn't get loaded properly. Because that strategy also, it doesn't stay in any shelter in submersive destruction. You get there and then you get to the heart and exit out of the cutscene on the same cycle after staying in the last shelter is from Pebbles, I believe. So you go from Pebbles all the way down to the heart in a single cycle, and maybe because of that the game like doesn't load something properly and it crashes, but it doesn't crash all the time. Actually, I did get one run that beat my current record where the game didn't crash, but I made a bunch of other major mistakes, so I don't really want to I don't want to submit that run. But it's only that specific cutscene, or that specific action that causes the game to crash. I haven't really had any problems with the game. Because I know that other people have games also crash for other people when exiting out of the heart cutscene. It's like a fairly common thing. I don't think there's any problem with the game, it's just... Or any problem with my game specifically, it's just like... That's a weird interaction, exiting out of the game at that specific moment. It might break sometimes. Maybe there's nothing to do about it, but to wait until there's a patch. But it's kind of a weird thing to patch. Like, they don't want you to exit out of the cutscene, and if anything, they'll just make it so that you can't pause the game during the cutscene. Nice, I finally got that room done smoothly. I just wanted to try to get that cleanly. Yeah, on that run where the game didn't crash, I got grabbed by the giant jellyfish and lost like 20 seconds. Because I also came close. I dropped the rarefaction spell because I got stunned. And I almost came close to drowning, so I almost died actually. Like, oh wow, what a good run. I've saved like a minute, more than a minute from my previous run, and then I get grabbed by the jellyfish. I haven't been particularly motivated to keep doing attempts in that category, because I've done like more than 200 attempts of Rivulet. And remember that every attempt starts with like 2 minutes of karma caching. Real annoying. Ow. I'm like half focusing on the speedrun and half talking about Rivulet. Get over here. That could have been faster if I just went up top. What made you go over to Saint? Well, I also like this run. I haven't played Saint in a while. I could have done that better. I'd like to focus both on Rivulet and Saint. I like the movement of both of the characters. Any percent or sort. I guess this is any percent. If that's a different category, then I should rename the split, but I might have also done the true ending the last time I did this run. I don't remember. Should probably separate them a bit more. Oh, keep jumping. Oh. Little tip there, don't get grabbed by the lizard. Loses time. I think I'll go for any percent runs this time. Which I'm not sure what the ideal route is for us still, but get something along the lines of stay in a shelter in shoreline and then go up and grab the good strategy. Help me escape the wormgrass. I didn't get the first roll pounce, so hold up, I messed up the starting the timer. Maybe I'll try to focus a little bit more on the game instead of talking about other speedruns. Sometimes that happens where you get pushed a whole lot by the wind. Don't swallow the rock. Did that just say, hold up, what was that tutorial message? I don't remember there being a tutorial message for saying that lanterns can warm you up. I do know that some players have gone through most of the Saint campaign without having a lantern. I'm thinking of streaming more speedrun attempts and actually submitting them. Oh, that was actually a lot faster. Because my approach used to be just stream like practice runs, but not like actual attempts. And then if I liked the category, I would do runs of it off stream and record and submit those runs, that they wouldn't have any like. Yeah, clean movement. So like the review runs that I've submitted aren't from streams. Those are just things I've recorded on my own time. No, it's not your fault. I don't know. But I'm thinking of some of the categories that are maybe a bit longer or a bit less, that I'm less focused on. Like the Rivulet run, I don't think it'd be fun to stream because I've optimized it so much that it uses a lot of risky strategies. So most runs fail pretty early on. Like every time I want to do the ploink, there's like a 50% chance that I just fail it and I have to restart the run. This plank is only really faster if you do it on like your first or second attempt. And I haven't gotten completely consistent at doing the plank every time. And some other parts of the strategy are kind of inconsistent, and you know, just going for a really good time takes a lot of attempts. The more you improve in the category, the more attempts it takes to actually get a better time. Because like pretty much any like full Saint run that I do is going to be faster, as long as I don't die as much as my previous attempt. That's a pretty low bar. But for the Rivulet speedrun, I'm up against what was already a pretty good run in my previous attempts. so it takes a lot longer to improve that. I forgot to play again. So maybe for some categories that I don't want to like focus too much on, went in the den for some reason. Hello? Can we stop doing that? Minutes compared to seconds as Riv. Well, it's okay, it's minutes for Riv too, but my current goal for Riv is some sub 31. I know that's possible. And my actual record is like 31:07. So I just actually need to get like 7 seconds faster. I know that sub 30 is actually possible based on some of best times from my splits, but that's kind of unrealistic, I think. If someone else wants to go for sub 30, that'd be cool. If anything, I just like to see more people do speedruns because there's not too much competition right now. Like, honestly, anyone could have grabbed the Rivulet world record if you just like practice runs for a decent amount of time. Because there's only like a handful of other people who are even attempting the category, and most of the time, you know, they're just gonna do a few attempts and get a time and submit it. Anyway, for some of the categories that I'm not too interested in, or the categories that are a lot longer, like the Saints, I'm probably just going to stream attempts and actually submit them. So if I get a good run for the Saint, I'm just gonna submit it. So I could probably like do attempts off stream and eventually get a better time, but that's kind of like, it's less interesting. It's a lot more fun to do it live because I can talk about the run. I can talk with you guys. By the way, if you didn't know, I'm streaming on Twitch and YouTube at the same time. And you can watch on whichever one that you prefer, although there are... Actually, I don't know. There's more people chatting on YouTube right now. But for some reason, everyone on YouTube likes to type out their chat messages in like full paragraphs, and it's kind of hard to read when also focusing on a speedrun. So you guys on YouTube, if you want me to actually read your message, make it a lot shorter. Specifically for students, I like reading your longer messages for normal streams, but it's hard to split my attention in the middle of a run. That actually worked out somehow. I see you guys chatting over there, but I can't... I mean, you seem to be mostly talking to each other, so that's cool. Almost went too fast there. There's probably going to be other categories that I'm going to stream after this. A lot of Outer Expanse runs like Gourmand, Story Percent, and Survivor Outer Expanse Ending. I want to do those runs a bit more. My YouTube is in the about section of my Twitch channel. I think if you just scroll down, you can see it down there. And I don't have any box or anything like that set up. I didn't mean to grapple up there. Please move out of the way, Centipede. I mean, if there's a spore puff there, I might as well use it. There's that white lizard again. So a little bit unlucky with the yeeks being all the way over here. Ideally, they're in the next room after this. Is he right here? Yeah, luckily not. Didn't notice me. That Centipede's extra dead. I mean, I didn't want to risk them sticking around this room and getting in the way next time I game through here. I'm kind of been thinking about doing the run where you complete every single new Slugcats campaign in a row. The biggest problem, honestly, is that Spearmaster is included in that. So I'd have to practice Spearmaster. I mean, doing that run at all is enough to get like a world record, because I don't think anyone else has done it yet. And if they do it, then it's not likely to be optimized at all, because just completing the run in the first place is a big achievement. I mean, obviously anyone can do it, but the question is how many times you're going to die or have to reset runs. I have done one stream where I did a Spearmaster speedrun, where I used the remix setting that let you... Let's be a little bit more careful about this time. I said let's be a little bit more careful about this. I want to actually start a roll pounce. Yeah, I did a Spearmaster run with bringing key items on passaging. And it pretty much just involved me going over to Moon, karma caching to get a few passages, and then just passaging back and forth from Pebbles to Moon to Sky Islands to finish the run. But I don't know if that would be allowed for the whole, like doing every single campaign back to back. So I probably have to actually do the route where you carry the pearl with you the whole time, which kind of sounds awful, but even if it takes like 2 or 3 hours, it's probably... I mean, actually, that's kind of concerning still, because if I want to complete the whole thing in a single stream, it'd have to be shorter than that. It'd be a long stream still. It would have to be like my longest stream yet, because both Saint and Spearmaster combined is already like 2 hours at least. And that's if you get really good times back to back, so that's like unrealistic. I don't remember if I did get more food. Stretchy frog, it's always funny when they get stretched out by the wormgrass. I don't know what causes that. You would think that if the wormgrass grabs onto them for too long, they would just die, as usually happens with wormgrass, but I guess sometimes they just kind of get pulled. Yeah, I did make the Saint spin video. That's me. Here it is. Here's spin. Kind of hard to do in shelters because you're not allowed to grab onto the top for some reason. You can for like a little bit, but your tongue doesn't stay attached for too long. So now we are going to farm raise. I'm surprised I haven't messed up the route so far. I've been like pretty distracted talking about other stuff. There are geeks over here. So in some previous attempts of Saint runs, I've made some routing mistakes before. You can even grapple all the way up there. It's not die to Wormgrass. Luckily that was the shorter kind. Scavengers. Can we not be in the way? I love scavenger RNG. Let's just go down. I'm surprised that video did so well. It's just kind of like, you know, it's funny that you can backflip and maintain the backflipping state midair by grappling. So it'd be funny if I made a video about that. And then I guess other people liked it too. Can we stop this? No. Okay, they moved out of the way. Where am I going? I'm also going the wrong way. Do I just restart the run? I've been trying to get past these scavengers, and this isn't even the right way to go. Because you want to go down here, right? You know what? Let's just do this. Yeah. I don't like staying in a room for like a whole minute, just waiting for scavengers. Still PB by like 30 minutes. That's always true. I do say that sometimes. If you're doing a speed run, even if you lose time in one area, it might butterfly effect into you saving time later. Because if you make it to a later area, you make it to an area later than usual, the creatures might be in a better position. So going like as fast as possible might actually not be the fastest way. I wish this music played for longer. It's probably my favorite song in all of Downpour. Just immediately gets cut out by the Echo theme. Eat the flower? I ate it in time. I don't even need to get the karma flower here. If I die. Well, it might be helpful later because I'm not going to restart that late into the run. If I get to like past shoreline maybe. I haven't even made it to undergrowth yet. Just go slower. That's probably a good idea. Actually, kind of didn't expect to actually make that jump. every time I do an extended instant hop, I think that there's like a 50% chance that I don't do it optimally. Saying that it's like frame perfect. Okay, I guess we're doing that. You know what? I'm gonna be honest, I still have no idea how to do pipe boosts. If that's what you call them. The thing where you jump out of a pipe when exiting it. If I can do it here. I guess that was kind of it. I'm still not entirely familiar with the timing. Unless it's like a lot tighter than I thought it is. I mean, because it's kind of hard to tell like your exact position when you're inside a pipe, but I can never get the timing consistently when I try to jump out of a pipe, and it seems to change depending on which pipe it is. Like there's this one pipe, that one room, the big room in the wall with all the orange lizards. The pipe that enters that room from the bottom, for some reason you can get a huge pipe boost out of it. I don't know what's up with that. And some areas like if you're going from outskirts to industrial, when you get into that room with that's like the thin vertical room with the pipe in the middle of it, if you try to pipe boost out of that, you often get stuck on the pole for some reason. But that doesn't happen in some other pipes that exit onto a pole, and I still don't know what's up with that. It seems like sometimes you just grab onto the pole immediately and you kind of get stuck. But sometimes when I do the exact same input, I don't grab onto the pole. But climbing out of a pipe regularly, like I just did there, it's kind of slow. So you want to do the boost, but I don't know. Sometimes I feel like if you mess it up, you end up going slower. Hello? It's a thing that I've noticed after I made the jellyfish video. When you're holding onto a food item, there's a bit of a delay before you grab onto other items. I guess it's checking if you're holding down the grab button to eat the food. But I was holding on to one fruit and I tried to grab onto the other fruit, but I did not, even though I was within range and I pressed grab. I should have held it down for a little bit longer. And that's especially noticeable when you're holding onto a jellyfish, because you don't want to eat it, you just want to be carrying onto it like a regular weapon. But every time you try to grab something like a spear or a rock, there's a delay that you have to account for. How far in the run do I have to be to not reset? Probably shoreline. I want to try to make it there without dying. But it also depends on where I die. Like, if I die right outside of a shelter, I'll just keep going anyway. But if I die at the very end of the cycle, this route takes a lot of very long cycles. Yeah, I think that's worth resetting. Maybe at the closer, oh, wrong way again. Maybe at the end of the stream, I'll do a full attempt without resetting, just to complete a run. I recommend anyone who's actually doing speedruns. That was lucky. Anyone who's actually doing speedruns of this game, intersperse like actual attempts with full practice runs. Hello? Because I've learned from rivulet attempts that where I would do a bunch of attempts and keep dying at the same section over and over again. So I did a run where I got to that section and where I tried to complete it over and over again for practice, and I died a whole lot. And I learned that I actually was not as familiar with that part of the run as I thought I was. So I spent a bunch of time practicing that specific part, so that when I went back and did full attempts again, I had a much higher chance of actually getting past that area. Because when you're just doing normal attempts, you're going to spend a lot more time at the very beginning if you keep resetting. So it's worth spending a bit of time to practice the later half of the run. Don't grab the karma flower. See if I can keep this roll pounce. Nope, already failed. See if I can actually keep a roll pounce going. I still don't know what's up with yeeks and these roll pounces. Because I know that if you hold down, if you're holding down, that you don't get the extra height from the geek. So since you need to hold down to roll, sometimes you hold down for too long to keep the roll going. So you try to do a roll pounce and you end up not getting the extra height from it. So I know that you need to release down before you jump. There's a window where you're still rolling. But sometimes I do that, and maybe it's like a buffering thing, but it still doesn't work. And I still don't get the extra height. Like that. Whoa! Deer tech. New strat. Please don't. I did grab food earlier, yeah. It's funny that scavengers hunt you for some reason. The roll button mod, okay. So, I haven't used that, and I know that you can use it. I don't know, I guess I don't want to like relearn the way I play the game. I guess it's probably worth practicing, right? It lets you roll a lot more, or do roll pounces a lot more, right? Because you can start a roll from less height. It's probably useful for rivulet. A lot of times where you're jumping around and you can just do roll pounces all over the place. But I haven't done it yet. And let's just say that it's to give other people an advantage over my runs. If you want to get the rivulet world record, you just have to use fast rolls. See, that was a lot better. I don't know, maybe I'll get that mod sometime. I'm not exactly sure which key to bind it to. Because it's a key that you hold instead of down to roll, right? So it's like completely different muscle memory from just... Oh, yeah, thanks for that. Hello? Because I've always been used to holding down to roll all the time, but sometimes I would have to hold another key. That's probably on a completely different part of the keyboard, like on my other hand. So I just want to do that. I'd also have to get used to which situations to do fast rolls over normal rolls. I believe you don't get as much height from a fast roll pounce, even if you wait as long as possible. Oh, great. These guys again. Question marks. Hello. Excuse me. These spiders are in a better spot. They're not in the way in the later part of this room, but they're... I have to take it slower here. Let's see if I can do this. This is where they like to snipe me. So hopefully there aren't any spiders on this side of the room. Of course, the very end. Do you want to move? If I just gone one pipe over or one tunnel over. Excuse me. Oh, I'm actually dead. Don't do that. Like, wow, this spider RNG is quite good. That one spider over there surely won't be a problem. And then it is a problem. Would have been interesting if we saw scavengers eating things. Yeah, I mean, most creatures actually you don't see eating things. Even lizards actually just drag stuff back to their den and then come out. I don't know if that means that during that time the lizard ate the whole thing that it caught. Or if it's like storing it there to eat at the end of the cycle. You think that for some things that like stay alive, like, you don't die immediately when you get grabbed by a lizard. You're just kind of immobilized. So when it brings you back to their den, if you're still alive, you could just escape, right? So I guess that means that they eat you in the den during that short time, but I don't think it's enough time for them to eat like a whole large creature. I keep getting good RNG on the plant. Does it usually take a lot longer? I thought that good RNG would be like it pops before you even get there, but I don't have longest cycles on. I specifically went back to turn that off. Split. I mean, do any other creatures have an eating food animation at all? Slugcat does, right? Where you actually like eat the food instead of just like bringing it back to your den. Although you can also do that to eat it automatically. This is one where you go under. You would think that like scavengers out of any creature would be, since they're the most similar to slugcats, you'd also get to see them eat like fruits and stuff. But I mean, you can't even like see them like hunt for food normally. There's other creatures like jetfish and yeeks that grab fruit and bring them back to their shelters too. Same with the squidcada. I guess like pole plants and monster kelp probably make the most sense. They're immobile. The same den that they use that they drag creatures into is probably where they digest them. However that works. And maybe whatever centipedes do is actually the same as eating food for them. There's like a ton of theories on what exactly centipedes are doing. Nice wall pounce. I do still have wall pounces on because I usually use them in the Rivet speedrun. But I don't think wall pounces are as useful for the Saint. If I practice around, I could get a world record, I think. You know, I saw... Maybe I have a bad idea of how good I actually am at the game. I remember watching Iced do speedruns of Rivulet, and then I was like, you know what, I might as well attempt a Rivulet speedrun myself, and then I got world record. Like, second try, something stupid like that. And I mean, I imagine that I was probably more focused on like making for an interesting stream instead of just trying to get a good speedrun time. You know, so later I actually practiced the Rivulet run and got like got a significantly faster time, like a few minutes. But I haven't been like speedrunning this game for that long, so I always imagine that there has to be some player out there that's like way better. That's how I feel. That's how I felt when watching Survivor speedruns, like the Pebbles % world record and the any % record. Like the movement in those runs is insane. I thought that was kind of the baseline of skill for most like speedrunners. Because my Pebbles % run is still not great. Those kind of runs have been optimized to the point where they're using like extended slides and extended instant hops all over the place, and I'm not really consistent at that yet. World record for Saint is 59. Wrong way again. That's like the one place I keep forgetting to go over here. Look, we're just hoping that there aren't lizards there. I kind of sounded like I like hit them like as if I was Gourmand, right? Was that sound effect there for a second before I died? I love that lag spike right there. It happens every time. Okay, that's like the good RNG, right? That happened pretty much instantly. Oh, careful there. Yeah, I guess technically a centipede can drag you instead of 10. I didn't know that, but I guess it makes sense since they can drag you through pipes pretty easily, right? This is the right way. Who is the current world record holder? I don't think speedrun.com is updated. Although I haven't checked all the Saint runs, if there's a different category for the any percent route. Me. Split. I'm always imagining, kind of in the back of my head, that there's a chance that some other player exists out there who's like kind of quiet. Like they don't really interact with the community that much, but they're like cracked at the game. And if they wanted to, they could just get like all the world records. Maybe that's me. I don't really like talk too much outside of my own streams. But I always think if I can do something, then there should be someone else out there that can also do the same thing. Although Rain World is a pretty niche game, so that might not exactly apply. I mean, Rain World is niche. Downpour is even more niche. Speedrunning Downpour is like the most niche thing possible, right? I love when that happens. But if they don't submit runs, it doesn't matter. I mean, I don't really submit runs. I've probably completed a handful of speedruns that I never submitted. Like I did it back when I started streaming, like a few months ago. I randomly just decided to do a Monk speedrun and actually completed a run that's like decently fast, and I just didn't submit it. Monk double percent specifically. And that's been the case for a lot of these speedrun streams. Maybe I'll actually complete a run, but I don't submit them most of the time. So that's what I'm thinking of changing. Is that a good time? I don't have much of a, I don't have a great comparison. Because I mean, even if I made a bunch of mistakes, I could probably just keep going and not reset the run, and it would save like 20 minutes. But I know that my previous splits aren't great. Because that was around the time where I was still learning Rubicon. Force this finish. Just keep going. Hold up, I'll check on how long it's been. At the next gate. Every single orange lizard noticing me, knowing that they have no chance of catching up. Someone modded the game so that the pursued burden in expedition mode is just the Saint moving around like this. And if they touch you, you instantly die. Or maybe they try to ascend you. Think I could take the world record? Well, I gotta finish a run first. I got plenty of time left. Maybe I won't reset as much. I mean, for these long cycles, I probably will still. Because we'll see. We'll see. If I ever die at the start of a cycle, I'll just keep going. Yeah, thanks for stopping by. Usually, there's not many people over on Twitch. YouTube is more likely to recommend streams to random people, and so people on Twitch are more likely to be, whoa, that was close, to be like looking specifically for a Rain World stream. Of course you're here because of the raid. Of course this guy has to be in the way. Not a problem. Let's try to not die to the Wormgrass again. Let's grab onto this properly. There we go. Isn't that where the vulture grubs usually are? They aren't here anymore. I have a nice detail for the Saints timeline where some creatures just don't exist or are much less common. Like dropwigs and pole plants are pretty much exclusive to undergrowth. Hello. On a single thought in that thing's brain. Just empty. Ah, yes, today I will sit out in the snow. I don't like this guy. Do you wanna move? How about you grab that centipede? Oh, I don't like that he's going that way. This is fun. Okay, there's a chance. A little bit slower there. Usually I immediately fail the Worldhound's chain the moment I touch the Wormgrass, so that was actually a lot better than normal. So you can keep it going here. Another deer, just chilling. Is the Wormgrass route fastest? I've heard that it's faster than the bubbleweed. I'm just taking it because I don't want to do a whole run just to get a store bubbleweed in my stomach. But if this is the faster route anyway, then I won't have to do that. I guess I could probably grab another one of those. Actually, that's probably a good idea. So that for the next cycle, I can eat it in the gate. Yeah, I've heard that it's faster, and I think it feels faster. For a few reasons, because you still move quite quickly by like roll pouncing over and over like that. And it's only a handful of rooms that you have to get through. While the bottom path is a decent amount is underwater, and you don't swim very fast, and you kind of have to manage the bubble weed. And also just storing the lantern in your stomach instead saves some time, because you can grab like 2 fruit at the same time. This is one of the smaller echoes. Definitely smaller than the chimney one. I'm just gonna grab one of these yeeks. So I don't like going through the other route. I tend to get stuck in those tunnels. So it's fun you can do that. Not when that happens. You just didn't feel like jumping there. I feel like there's so much to optimize in this run. Because for the rivulet run that I've actually tried to optimize, I spent a decent amount of time just doing the same run over and over again with debug or with DevTools on, where I would just like work back to the start of the room to do attempts over and over again, and I would keep and I would like time them just to see which route through the room is fastest. I did that for a few rooms, especially with the rarefaction cell, to figure out where you should use it. I don't like this guy. I do like if they do that though. So maybe sometime we'll do the same for Saint. See which route is fastest, like or every single possibility. Although there's saying that the route is like an hour long. Like the whole run is an hour long. That's gonna take longer. Another thing that I've learned is that the fastest route isn't really the best route for everyone. Some of the strategies that I've come up with for Rivulet, I don't even know if anyone else could pull them off. I'll be honest. It is actually possible to make it all the way from the drainage shelter up to the top of the wall in a single cycle. You don't actually need to stay in any other shelters. It's extremely close. It pretty much starts raining the moment you get to the gate to the wall, but it's possible. But I don't, if someone was interested in speedrunning Rivulet and I wanted to recommend a strategy for them, I wouldn't tell them to skip the shelter, because it takes a decent amount of practice to learn how to make it that quickly. And I'm sure there's plenty of people who could pull it off. Also, I don't usually carry the yeek this far. I don't think I need them at this point. Please don't. Go underhang. You know, I actually haven't timed that route, or the route where you go back down the wall after getting the rarefaction cell. So I guess there still could be faster ways to go. Yeah, the best route isn't necessarily the best route to learn to do the speedrun with. Now I died to wormgrass. That was good. Let's see if we can actually finish this run. And honestly, I don't even know the best way to go through Rubicon is. There's like multiple routes that you can take. I think I'm going for the right side route, it's more consistent because there's a few rooms on the left side route that are full of red lizards, and it's pretty easy to die to them. So I prefer the. Let's not die here. I don't know why I didn't just grab the pole. But I feel like I think the right side route is slower but safer. That's probably gonna be the way that I take. But I don't know. Actually, I did time them, but it varied depending on creature RNG. So in a perfect run, the left side is probably faster. There's also that one room that's full of orange lizards, and it's kind of a pain to get through because the best way to do it is to just wait for all the orange lizards to go up, and then ascending each of them one by one. Ooh, I don't like this. Let's yeah, there we go. That's what I wanted to do. I just saw Centipede and I got scared. I forgot to get food again. If you are actually doing the speedrun, actually get food before you go over there. You need to stay in that shelter. After like a few cycles of just going to echoes, I forgot that you need food. And now this music is playing. Because I'm staying in this next shelter and filtration system. Although, Centipede. If that scavenger, scavenger save. I'm going to, I don't like that spider. Although, scavenger save again if it distracts the spider. That poor scavenger is not having a good day. Oh. Centipede noticed me. I mean, I think it's kind of unreasonable to expect good creature spawns in this area. They're always going to be in the way. That spitter spider is still there, by the way. Oh, mole lizard save? Let's just head down. Hell room, yeah. I'm holding onto the spider because of this. How about you eat that scavenger? There we go. Spider tech. Why is there a spider in this room? Is it gonna revive the one I'm holding on to? It's been dead for long enough, right? There's a timer on that. Stop. It's grabbing onto me. Sorry if it's hard to see what's going on in here. You know what? Maybe I don't need to carry this spider. Grab the lantern instead. So I can actually see. Nope, I didn't want to drop that. This is where I want to go. Saint be like? I guess this is how the saint be like. I don't really know what you mean by that. Because I am the saint. I'm just existing. If you mean like the creatures being everywhere and it being kind of awful, then I guess that makes sense. That's what I'm talking about. This spider here. This is why I want the lantern, so I can actually see where they are. If you just run in blindly, they're probably going to catch up with you in these tunnels. So this is we're reaching the part of the run where I am significantly less familiar with everything. I've done the first few regions a lot. But here is where I'm less familiar. There's one part that I'm scared of. It's the entrance to the area where the echo is. Spiders like to get stuck in the entrance to that, and there's like no way to get rid of the spiders. They're just stuck in there. You can't throw spears. Throwing rocks doesn't help, and you can't pick them up because they're not dead. But I think it's because of the echo that they get stuck in there. So I really don't know how to deal with that. And like always, the best strategy is just to hope that the spiders don't go there. Also, maybe I should have held on to the lantern. Scalp is just far away enough to not grab you. Grab this rock just in case. Yeah, I don't like that they're going this way. I'd rather them not run away from me, because they like to run away into that room. I think the run might be over. Also, this is where the music likes to die. Every single one of them went into that room. The room that I need to go to. Oh, they're gone. Okay, I guess did they despawn or did they go into that den? Because I don't see them anywhere. I love that they just despawned. It means I don't have to deal with them. But also this is a time save. Probably because of all that time I spent waiting. Or time loss. So I have to wait for... yeah, because of the filtration system. That took way too long. But I guess I'm just gonna keep going anyway. Green spiders can block the tunnel. Yeah, I don't know why they didn't block it this time. Because, like, 3 spiders went into that room and nothing happened. I went from 23 second time save to 40-second time loss. I would actually like to grab the spider again, but I don't seem to be strong enough to be able to carry it out. That's kind of unfortunate. Because I would move through these tunnels a lot faster with carrying a spider. So I think actually my splits might be wrong here, because the next one is Moon. I think it's actually better to go to Pebbles first. And then Moon. Actually, it might not matter at all. That was a weird sound effect. That's just ambience. Because if you go to Pebbles, if you shelter in Shoreline, go to Pebbles, you'll be sent back to Shoreline where you can grab Moon. And then you can go back to Subterranean. Actually, I don't know why I went over here. We are doing this. I do need to grab food. Did I wall jump off of that bird? That was pretty good. The Raiders birds did slow me down a little bit. So I had to stay closer to the ceiling to avoid them. Hey, what are you guys mad about? I don't know what the best way to do this room is. Or the best way to go through these rooms in general. There's a few different routes you can take. We'll just go this way. Let's not go this way. Camera, please. You know what, let's just go over here. If that centipede wants to be in the way. Although I don't think this area is great either. There's another scavenger stuck in there. Actually, I don't need to go that way. Hello, Lancer Knights. should have just committed to going this way. I thought that the help would be a problem, but nope, we just spin now. Oh, that was really clean. Actually made it through the whole rune without bonking into anything. So you build up some more speed here. That was good. I might shelter here. No. Let's just keep going. Snails can be dangerous, but let's just not, you know? Ever think about just not dealing with the snails? Maybe a bad decision. The further we go here, the less I'm gonna know what to do. Maybe if I really cared about this category, I should practice from this part of the run onwards. And of course, like Rubicon. Ideally, there's a rock here to do an extended slide. I want to grab that guy. There we go. See if I can just go under. This is a mistake. Doesn't seem like it. Although I know that this is a problem with the snails. I'm dead. That sucks. Maybe I should have sheltered there. I didn't see the snail there. They blended with the background. I was looking for them on the other. They like to be on the other side of the room. Hello? So I was looking for them over there, but I didn't expect it to be that far to the left. Hey, can you guys not walk this way? Yep, okay. Excuse me. How about we shelter in before shoreline this time? The way the Saints Rain works, it lets you go really far distances between shelters. These are the fruit that I would need. So I guess technically from filtration probably you can make it all the way over to the pebbles maybe. Although you do need to stay in a shelter at some point so that when you grab the echo you don't get sent all the way back here again. If there's a way to do it where you could grab one of the echoes and grab both of the echoes and then be sent back here, that'd be great, but I don't think that's possible. The fish is, yeah, draft fish is risky. So is these guys are risky. It's actually the lantern mouse that's losing me time there. But also I can do that, so. I'm actually going to go around here. I don't know if this is a good idea, but. Hello, can I stand up? Yeah, the jetfish makes the snails pop faster, but I thought that I was waiting for the snails later in the room. That's where I would have dropped the jetfish. Excuse me. I really can't push a lantern mouse out of the way. That's a lot. Okay. Do I, you know what? How about we just continue, even if this is a bad run? I'll still get to like go through Rubicon. It's going to take a long time to actually complete a run deathless. I mean, that took a long time for Rivulet, and this is like twice as long as that run. Although I guess it's not as bad as the Rot. Most of my deaths for Rivulet runs are to the Rot or Underhang. Where's that sound again? What kind of RNG character? You mean RNG game? I don't know if there's like a consistent category in this game. I always forget to grab these fruit. I guess those ones are probably easier to grab. If that guy grabbed me. Oh, he has a centipede. Yeah, you can't kill stuff. Yeah, that is a big deal. I don't like this room. Even if I could throw a spear. So that scavenger really sniped me from all the way over there. Guess we'll just do that. They have a scavenger. I guess it's probably faster to try to get up top as fast as possible, because that's where you can grapple across the ceiling. Throw a spear at me. I don't like that. Why are they here? Or the lanterns? They hear me eating fruit. Does this make me faster? No. For some reason it's just like spiders that do that, and a few other creatures. Like spiders or dropwigs, maybe scavengers too. I don't know what the requirements are for moving quickly through pipes when you're holding onto a creature. That room wasn't nearly as fast as I did it the first time. As long as you grapple onto the ground. There's actually a consistent way to do it. I don't know if it's useful, but you can get an extra high jump if you grapple onto the ground. Or if you're grappling onto anything, but there might not be something to grapple onto above you, so it's a little bit faster. I don't know if there's any situation where jumping a little bit higher actually helps out the Saint. Until people start making custom like movement map. So this is close to the time where I would have gotten Moon, or one of the iterators. I don't know if these splits are correct for this category. They've done an extended slide. How about you just not mess with the jetfish? You can see here that they're actually like collecting food. They seem to just bring it back to any den, which makes me think that they just eat it immediately. So why do they have to bring it back to a den? If they can just eat it in like half a second anyway. I don't know if my karma's a problem. Oh no, it isn't. As long as it's above 5, it can't really be a problem at all. So this part sucks. I don't see any snails. but they really blend in with these random objects. Why? I'm dead. I'm not dead. I'm surprised I didn't die to that. Usually you die like instantaneously the moment you touch the water. No. Hello? Am I disabled? I'm still stunned from the snail. It's still affecting me. It really lasts that long. Let me just get up here. Thank you. I was wondering why I'm still stunned. It's like permanent brain damage now. I need more food. That's why I didn't want to shelter in Shoreline, because I'd rather keep that food for this shelter. It's okay. How long does this last? Like a year? Am I crippled for the rest of the cycle? Or do I just need to sit still for a second? Okay, I'm now in starvation mode. If a snail touches you, you become gourmand. Anyway, this is where the route is going to diverge from Splits. Because I'm now going to Pebbles instead of Moon. There's a jellyfish in this room. It's always very encouraging to see Splits when it's all red like that. This is a fun room. You don't fall in the water. You're crippled for the rest of the cycle. It looks like it. I mean, maybe it works like that. Like you become injured if you get grabbed by something or like hit by a snail. And while you were injured, you have a stamina system similar to Gourmand. I'm not entirely sure if that's the case, but it kind of looked like it there because I was affected by that much longer than I thought I would be. Here's the spider here. They are pretty much always here consistently. Although they aren't really a problem. They're just a normal spider. Just skip past them. I said you can just go past them. Movement. Sometimes you kind of wall jump instead of just going up normally. I'm gonna be seeing this room later. Hello? Do I know how to jump out of an extended slide? I guess not. That was kind of brutal. Throwing a rock at the lantern mouse just to throw it aside. Yeah, this is where I would need to have 5 karma. Even at if you grapple onto the very edge like that, it counts as part of the gates and you can't hold on to it for long. So I guess, no. There's no more safety shelters here. Because I need to make it all the way to the Echo first. See if I remember the route through this area, it's been a while. This lizard can be a much bigger problem, so that's actually a pretty lucky encounter. They can like show up in the middle of one of those long tunnels. You don't have a way to get around it. Don't know what the fastest way to do this room is, but the strategy works. Apparently there's a lizard there. I don't know what they just came out of nowhere. That was weird. They were somehow behind me. This area is kind of slow since you don't have anything to grapple onto. And there's too much water to do rolls. Having the breath meter on actually makes this a lot easier. Because you know how when you recover enough to go back and swim for longer. I actually didn't know before the breath meter was a thing that it recovered that quickly. You can really go back and swim and start swimming again immediately. This area is always fun when it's not full of spiders. This is the room that is made more difficult by the camera not showing you everything. So a lot of pop-ups are off screen. That was still pretty good. Yep, that was definitely moon. Maybe I'll rename these splits if I'm using this for any percent runs. Also, if I use these splits for a true ending run, I guess that's just called story percent, huh? Where you ascend the iterators. But if that's what I did for these splits, then they're gonna be really off at this point. But the splits don't really matter. As long as they have times for the first part of the run, which isn't different for the different categories. I'm not going that way. And I died at the beaches. I always managed to enter the water the wrong way around. Some of the bubble fruit didn't pop for a while. Sometimes a vulture can show up in this little room. Probably a Miros vulture for the Saint. I didn't want that fruit. Actually, I'm not going that way. I'm going to Mint. I'm used to going up there for the rivulet run. And I guess you don't go up there with a long tongue. But I actually have to go to Moon. There's a chance of Leviathans. Hence the threat music picking up. But that might just be the jellyfish, yeah. For some reason, jellyfish are always really easy to avoid. Even with their tentacles out, they can't grab you, really. But in some situations, they grab you really easily. As if it's just a wall that you can't pass. Low gravity. Not anymore. In the Rivulet run, there's a point in Submerged Superstructure where you have to get past a giant jellyfish. And it usually has its tentacles up and to the right. Usually, I guess we're going down. I usually go up here. I just kind of already fell down most of the way. So usually, I think the fastest way to go through that room with the jellyfish is to go to the right and above jellyfish, right? Nice low grab. But that's where its tentacles are, and they usually grab you super easily. Which should mess up one of my runs a whole lot. Like I got grabbed by the jellyfish. And you would think that, considering how fast Rivulet swims, that they wouldn't be able to grab you very easily. But they do. For some reason, in every other situation, giant jellyfish does not really affect you at all. You can swim past them and the tentacles basically just don't exist. That was good. Low grab timing. Just like for Rivulet, worrying about low grab cycles. That was a great extended slide. Whoa. Once again, not expecting the full speed jump. Wow. Maybe that's faster. Go along the ceiling like that. Hello. Welcome to the stream. I hope you've played the Saints before. We're in the spoiler zone. This kind of environment is a lot like the rooms after the underwater route of Armories. It's kind of long, flat rooms that don't really give you much space to do interesting movement. So they take a long time to get past. You can't really do... Okay, I guess the next split is Rubicon. Oh, so you've already seen this little thing right here. So we're at about 50 minutes here, actually exactly. And we are about to make our way back through Subterranean. So if we can swim fast. This part of the run is actually quite interesting. There's a lot of optimizations to be made on like how much meter you use and like where exactly it's worth it to fly. This makes these underwater sections a whole lot faster. Although I do need to save it for some areas that are more difficult to swim through. Although if I have a death fish, it doesn't matter. Although they don't seem to be interested in me. Still messing up slides. Don't want those snails to pop at all. There we go. How the meter works, it slowly recharges over time, and it drains when you're flying. That's it. There are some areas in Rubicon that recharge it faster if you stand next to them. However, I actually won't be using it much in this area. It's faster to do this. Oh yeah, I hit the kelp. Actually, it's probably a good idea to hold onto a rock just in case something grabs me. How about these? Just why is there a centipede in there? That's actually really weird. I still have... Okay, this requires a little bit of an explanation. I've recently switched some keybinds around to use a different key. I used to press the S key to throw things, and now it's the D key. Because the D key is where my index finger is. So it's more natural. I don't know why I had it at S for a long time, but I just kind of got used to that. But for some reason, I still had muscle memory to press S when ascending stuff. I don't know why. Oh, thanks for getting rid of that centipede. Although, now they're in the way. If I ascend them, they're just gonna still be stuck down there. Please not. You almost made it out. Scavenger, do you want to do something about this? That actually worked out. Is this another dead scavenger? Yeah, there's a bit of an area effect. What is that guy doing? Here, eat this scavenger. You can get through this area a lot faster with... Excuse me. That's better creature RNG. They really grabbed onto me again. So I don't know where it's fastest to enter filtration system. I'm gonna just go the path that I normally go. Just over here. There's another spider in the way. Actually kind of good to have a spider corpse here. It makes me move a lot faster through these tunnels. Although I don't like that guy. And for whatever reason, you also like slide pounce farther. The spider tech is real. I think I ran into a spider somewhere in there. I kind of got slowed down for a bit. It's actually a little bit unwieldy, moving this quickly. Anyway, I'm going to ditch the spider for the lantern, because I'd actually rather see the guys that might kill me. Everyone's favorite part of the speedrun. That's just a scavenger. Maybe there's less creatures here because of the void influence. No, I still hear plenty of moles. Yeah, I could definitely get a world record. Big time save dying there. I mean, that was a kind of a stupid way to approach it. Like run straight into the mole. to hope that it doesn't buy me. I tried to do a slide pounce over it, but I guess that didn't work. I probably could have just ascended it. That would have been a lot faster, but I wanted to make it the rock that I had. I don't know how long Rubicon takes, but I have a feeling this is going to be very similar to the other run. I would like to grab this catfish. This is probably faster. Although snails, not a problem. What caused it to replace the Void Sea? Well, the simple explanation is that the Void Sea kind of consumes everything very slowly. And so by the time we get to the Saint, all of the depths has dissolved, and hence why when you get to the area where the depths normally is, it's just kind of an empty void. But you would expect the Void Sea would be there, but instead it's Rubicon. So at that point, I have no idea. But I have a theory that I literally just made up right now. That it has something to do with entering the depths as an echo. So the depths is where you go when you want to ascend, when you want to leave the cycle behind. But a echo, by definition, is something that can't ascend. Echoes are stuck, right? So when you enter the depths, please don't enter. I wish you entered. So when you enter the Void Sea, or get close to the Void Sea, as an echo, because we know that the Saint is an echo, it kind of breaks, right? It's like you're trying to leave, but you're not supposed to. So you end up seeing a distorted version of the world, because it kind of wants you to stay, right? So it shows you like a version of the world that you would see as an echo, but it's also kind of like mangled with the depths in the Void Sea. That's why it's distorted. No, what if we go this way? After that point, I have no explanation. There's a dropwick there. There's usually not a dropwick there. I have no idea how to go through this room, I'm gonna be honest. I don't like those sounds. Well, that's actually turned out to be a pretty fast way to get through this room. Oh, this brings me here. I don't want to be here. I thought this would connect closer to the main bit of filtration system. I think this area does that. No. That doesn't. This is where I get lost in filtration for the 50th time. There's also a decent chance that like Rubicon doesn't exist and it's just like some sort of hallucination or vision. Because the Saint is weird. Excuse me. Is this where I want to go? I don't know if I'm going the right way. That's a spitter spider. I hope I'm going the right way. There's another. I don't like the scavengers in the way. For a bit, I thought that this might be a faster route, but I'm no longer feeling that way. Okay, where am I now? Where'd my lantern go? Oh, I threw it at the mole lizard accidentally. Maybe this way? I should definitely learn this part of the route because I actually don't know anything about it. Oh, actually, I know where to go. I don't. I'm just making that up, but I hope I know which way to go. No, I don't know where to go. Is this? I'm just back here. That's where I entered last time. Don't mind me. I'm just gonna look at a map. So where I am right now, if I can even... Okay, I know where to go. It's a little tip for anyone who's interested in speedrunning this category. Actually know which direction to go. I was like, oh, I might as well just, like, I went the wrong way. Like, I might as well just, remember when I just said I knew which way to go? Go here first. Favorite slug cat? Maybe this one. I'm a Saint fan. I really like the campaign and the movement. So this is where I wanted to go. Not that way. So I don't know if going through these alternate filtration rooms is any faster, but I'm already here. Just like decently close to the end. Because right here is where I want to go, and it kind of skips over the mole lizards. That other area is a little bit more open. It could give you more space to maneuver. But that mole is still there. This whole thing would have been avoided if I just didn't die to that mole. Or if there just wasn't a mole here in the first place. I don't like this. Why are there so many? Actually, why are there so many? I've never seen this many in this part of the room. I haven't even made it to Rubicon yet. Anyway, let's not go through that part of the filtration. Yo, look, we're on world record pace. I can totally do it. Funny thing is that this kind of run is exactly the kind of things that we see at when a game comes out. For speedruns. And for Rain World specifically. A lot of the first runs were like hours long because, I mean, if you just die a lot but you just want to complete a run, this is what happens. Like, everything went wrong, but I guess I'm still gonna complete it. I'm no longer gonna submit this. So I might just do another stream where I'm doing this category. Snails? Jump over them. It seems like this was about how like my route to Rubicon went last attempt. So I still haven't made it to my previous split. The thing is, if you enter filtration system through the other way, it's closer to the left side, you still have to go through that room that enters filtration system. Don't mind me. That was actually pretty close. The room where there likes to be a bunch of scavengers and spiders and centipedes and lizards. Basically everything. It's interesting that you say Artie and Riv, because that's usually on the opposite sides of the people's preferences. You either like Rivulet a lot and dislike Artificer, or you like Artificer a lot and you dislike Rivulet. That Lantern Mouse was in the most peaceful place in this whole region. Just chilling up there. I'm more of a fan of the like movement-oriented characters like Saint and Rivulet over combat characters like Spearmaster and Artificer. And I just kind of don't like Gourmand. Why is Saint not locked in one place? Oh, I'm surprised I'm surprised I didn't die to that explosion. The thing about the echoes is that we only see the echoes from our point of view, right? The echoes could be experiencing something completely different themselves. And we only get to see like a fragment of them in reality. I could have just gone the other way, but whatever. So maybe the echoes of the ancients live very similarly to the way Saint campaign is. And we only get to see them for like a little bit. And in that little bit, they're trapped in one location. Or maybe Saint is kind of special. Or maybe that they're only an echo because of a specific interpretation. What does that sound I hear? Why does that sound like a Mirror's Brood? Because it is a Mirror's Brood. Why is there a Mirror's Brood in here? Hello? Also, of course there's like 1,000 mole lizards. Let's just go around it, honestly. No, there's actually a Mirror's Brood in here. Hello? Can I sneak through now? What is that? Wow. Actually, just straight up sounds like there's a Mirror's Brood in this room. So here's the real question. Are there going to be 1,000 mole lizards? No. I'm now officially slower than my previous attempt. No, I thought they were supposed to expand, I thought they wanted to expand this region so that there'd be less mole lizards concentrated in one spot, but that doesn't seem to be fixed. Do I have a Rubicon route? Yeah, I kind of. I don't know if I'll remember it too well, but I did come up with something. I don't know if it's very fast, but it avoids a lot of the annoying parts of the region. I almost died to fall damage there. I guess if I get through Rubicon faster, this will still be better. overall. The question is, can I get through Rubicon faster? Actually, the question is, how many Meros vultures are going to show up? My route is to go the right side from the main split. This counts, right? Yeah, here we are. Wow, gold split. That's crazy. I don't know if I remember the first few rooms too well. Did I go up here? Yeah. I'll just enter a room and see if I remember going through it before. I think it was going over here. Hello. If I go through memory crypts, I'm not going to go through memory crypts. I don't like that guy. Or that guy. Where does this go? I don't think I want to go this way either. Is that not a tunnel? Oh yeah, I went through, I think I went this way. I did a whole stream rooting Rubicon and I don't even remember it. This is the funny help room that I've actually died to before. I don't know if it was during an actual attack or just casually. I guess that was a pretty smooth entrance to the pipe. Oh yeah. I might have to check the map for the terrain because it's not obvious where the tunnels are. Nice Senta Wing just chilling here. So the question of this room is the red lizard going to come this way? And the answer is yes. Oh, hello, red lizard. I find it funny that some of the pipes here are straight up just traps. If you enter the pipe, you just die to the lava on the other side. Pretty sure it's lava. Lava / void fluid / orange juice. Yeah, these faster just try to go above all of that. Oh, that's a solid wall. That's a... Oh yeah, those are the symbols that recharge your meter. Stand in front of them, although not too quickly. I hope that's not a... Oh, that's just a firebug. Which way do I go here? I think it this way. This room is kind of funny. They know that good data are kind of painful. Oh, they don't like being grabbed. Unless I just grabbed one of the small noodles. I think I'm more familiar with this area. There's a snail there. Hello? I go up here. I'll have to drop back up there for a second. Always scary. See a snail in the way. I think tapping it like that does get you further. And it should leave me with enough. That could have been dangerous. Actually, I can just recharge here. I guess I could have gotten some food and stayed in that shelter. That's risky. If you go too high up. I have plenty of meter left. Hello? No slides? That's the wrong area. Sometimes in these areas, I feel like it's harder to do slides, either because of like an up force or like time being slowed down. The slides are always harder to do in these kind of weird areas for some reason. I'm back. We're at the very end. I've actually made it. Is that rain? It's the end of the cycle now. I hope that's not a problem. And the rain is like goes away when I get up here. So there's usually like a lightning effect, right? Does the rain go away here? Because you're just on pebbles, right? Nah, it's gone. Now I get to hear actual music. I still don't know why they didn't make music for Rubicon. It's just like, kind of like empty ambience the whole time. An area that's like visually very interesting. Here's a little trick here, you can just go down. Make sure to go down the correct way. Make sure to keep the ability on. and going up here. So, okay, does the timer end here? Yeah, I should... No, not yet. New strat, what? Just going down instead of up? Yeah, because the screen wraps. Where's the timer stop here? Don't swim backwards. Here, right? Because the screen starts scrolling. Alright. Somehow... Yeah, Rubicon does just rain. It's possible to make it through in a single cycle, though. So even though I died like 20 times, that's exaggeration. I died a lot at the end, and it was still faster. Let's just hang out here for a bit. So that Rubicon, I don't know if a 7-minute Rubicon. Yeah, I don't know if the other route is faster, because I think it is if you go through memory crypts. But I think that's just annoying because there's red lizards there, there's all the orange lizards there that get in the way. What does the rain look like? I don't know. I left quickly enough to not have to see it. Unless I want to go back. You can go back and look. If I even can. There might be like a barrier preventing me from going back though, I don't know. But yeah, this kind of run is like less about optimizing actually going fast and more about not dying. Is it not gonna transition back? Oh, it does. Is that legal? What do you mean, like, wrapping around the other side of the screen? Or something else? I'll have a look at... Oh, it looks like the timer keeps going. But I've already completed the run, so it doesn't really matter what I do at this point. So, the hard part is those later, like everything sub training and beyond, it's quite tricky. But I flipped the screen. No. That'd be kind of funny thing. If you just went backwards, it would still bring you down to the void sea like normal. So there's optimizations to be made that are mostly just like not dying. Not dying to snails, not dying to random lizards showing up in tunnels that you can't react to. And filtrations. I don't know what to do about filtration system in any speedrun really, not just Saint. Welcome back. I did complete the run. I'm just having a look at what the brain looks like, because I've never seen it before. No idea how huge that screen wrap is. I mean, I didn't think it was that significant, because it's only like a few rooms you have to go up anyway. Yeah, snails can kill you. Not specifically if you're underwater. You drown very quickly once you... That's what it looks like. I think it's just normal water with the... Or maybe it's lava. I seem to die instantly from that. So I guess it's just the lava that rises. I think there's a challenge in challenge mode where in like a Rubicon arena, and if you wait too long, then the lava just rises, but there's normal rain on top of it. However that works. Alright, well, that's gonna be the end of the stream. I don't know if I'm going to do another Saint stream. I'm kind of interested in trying to complete a run without dying. Because even with like plenty of deaths at the end of very long cycles here, it was still saved 10 minutes. Because I'm pretty sure in my last attempt I did die in Rubicon too. And the game might have crashed as well. So that's the fastest I've completed Rubicon yet. Although maybe eventually I'll have to take the other route if the other side of Rubicon is faster. And, you know, maybe eventually I'll get to the point where I can do movement similar to what I can do in Sky Islands and Farm-Raised for, like, the entire run. A bit late. Yeah, I mean, I guess my goal was to complete a run without dying, and I'd failed horribly, but this is a difficult run. And it's like an hour long. So maybe I'll stream this again tomorrow. Maybe I'll do something else. We'll see. So yeah, thanks everyone for watching. See ya.